Well, hello there, folks, and a very festive welcome back to What's for Tea. It's lovely to see you again, as usual, and I hope that I do find you very well indeed. So I've made this very retro trifle. I do a trifle every year on the channel, and I generally do my own, jelly and custard from scratch. But this year I have gone old school, and I am using the jelly blocks and also the custard powder because it just makes it so much easier, and it's a lot quicker as well. So if you want to follow along with me, you will find all of the ingredients that I'm using in the show more box underneath this video. And the first thing we're going to do is start on the jelly, because that's going to take a wee while to set. So I'm using 2 packs of these jelly blocks. So I've got 1 strawberry and 1 raspberry, but really you can use whatever flavour jelly you prefer. I just like the combination of both flavours. So just make it up as indicated on the back of your pack. I just chop mine into small chunks, and then I add some boiling water and just stir that around, obviously until the wee jelly blocks have melted. So I've done that for the strawberry one, and I'm also going to do that for the raspberry one as well. But with the raspberry one, I'm going to add slightly less water just to give me a firmer jelly, because obviously you're piling everything else on top of it. So I want this a wee bit firmer, so I've used half the amount of water in the raspberry one. But again, it's up to you. You would typically add some kind of canned fruit to this, so I'm going to add some canned strawberries. And don't worry if when they come out the can they'll look a bit anemic, because they will, but once you add your jelly, you won't really notice that. So just pour your jelly on top of that, and you want to let this set in the fridge. But before you do that, you can add some trifle sponges or Savoyardi biscuits, something like that, just something that's going to sort of puff up and expand and absorb some of your jelly. You could even use Madeira cake as well, or some kind of sponge cake. If you don't have these, it's no problem, it's not a big deal. So pop that into the fridge just until it's set. Mine took about 3 hours, so you're best off doing this in the morning. Now I'm going to go on and do the custard. So traditionally we would use Bird's custard powder. So again, just make it up according to the back of your pack. So I'm just popping in some sugar and the custard powder, and then some whole milk. Just pop a wee drop in just to get it going and smooth out all the lumps, and then you can pour the rest of your milk in, or pour it all over the top of your cooker. It's up to you. You just want to stir this continually until it starts to simmer and thicken. And I'm going to add in some white chocolate buttons to mine, just to give it a nice sort of creamy vanilla flavour. Again, this is completely optional. You don't have to do this, but this is just something I like to do with powdered custard, because it doesn't really have much of a flavour. And I'm also going to take some more of the trifle sponges, and I'm going to spread some raspberry jam on 2 of these. Now, this is something I've never seen done before other than by myself, but it does make a big difference. It gives you a nice sort of cakey custard. So I just cut these into chunks, and I'm just going to arrange them round the side of the bowl just like this, and then slowly pour in my warm custard, and it will lift the biscuit up. The wee sponge pieces will lift up and they will stick to the side of the bowl. It's some kind of magic, but make sure you do it nice and slowly. Yeah, you can see it going there. Do it nice and slowly, and they will stay on the outside. If they don't, you can just push them back with a spoon, but they will stick to the side of the glass. So pop that into the fridge to set again, and then once you're ready, you can do your dream topping. Now, we use dream topping, but I think in other parts of the world it's known as dream whip. It's just a very nice sort of creamy, almost like cream, but it's a lot sweeter than cream. So just make this up again according to your pack instructions. I'm using 2 packages of this. Just keep mixing until it's nice and light and fluffy, just like this. And then when your custard is set, you just want to pop that on the top, and you're going to have to let this set as well. So much of this is just letting things set, it just takes a wee bit of time. But like I said, you're better doing this first thing in the morning, or even the night before would be ideal. So pop this into the fridge to set. I gave this one overnight because it's quite a thick layer. It did take a wee while. The last thing I'm going to do is finish it off with some whipped cream. This is just some double cream, and I added in a wee touch of icing sugar and a wee dash of almond extract as well, just to give it a nicer, sweeter flavour. Again, it's up to you how you decorate the top of this. This is just typically what I like to do. I've added some flaked almonds, some of these wee cocktail cherries that you get in the jar, and they are lovely. They've got such a strong artificial cherry flavour. I've added some white chocolate stars and then just some of these wee star sprinkles as well. But I mean, you know, I've got all of these things in the cupboard, so I didn't have to go out and buy a lot of this stuff. So you just use whatever you've got. My mother just used to use the chocolate vermicelli or the hundreds and thousands or chocolate sprinkles, whatever you like to call them. So please do just use what you have. And doesn't it look fab? And this looks amazing on the, you know, on your dinner table at Christmas. But as soon as you start hacking into this, obviously the shape completely changes. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it here nice and pretty for you. But do let me know if you're planning on giving this one a go. Like I said, it would not be Christmas here without some kind of trifle. And just before I leave you, I wanted to say, as usual, a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, to the channel members here on YouTube as well, and for you all for watching and leaving your lovely comments. And I will catch up with you on Sunday for Meals of the Week. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you off soon back here on What's for Tea. Bye now.